Imagine standing in a forest 50,000 years ago. A child is walking toward the wrong plant, the one that made someone sick last winter. You need to warn them, but the plant has no name, the child has no name, the place has no name. All you can do is point, shout, wave your arms and hope they understand before it is too late. Now imagine the same moment with names. You can call the child, you can name the plant, you can warn people about something that is not even in front of them. That is the strange power of names. They let humans take a dangerous, confusing world and turn it into something the whole group could share. But names did not only help humans survive, they may have helped create the first invisible borders between groups. Not walls made of stone, walls made of sound. So why did ancient humans invent names? Not because they wanted labels. Names were survival tools. Before maps, writing, books, or road signs, humans had memory, and memory becomes much more powerful when things have names. A river with a name can become a meeting place, a warning, a route, or a boundary. A plant with a name can mean food, medicine, poison, healing, or death. A person with a name can be remembered, trusted, blamed, praised, warned about, or missed. Once humans could name things, they could talk about the world even when the world was not there. Many animals can signal danger, call to each other, and recognize familiar individuals. But humans went further. Humans could talk about yesterday, about the cave beyond the hill, about the person who lied, about the plant that looks safe but is not, about the dead relative who is no longer here. A name makes something portable. A word leaves one mouth, enters someone else's ear, and suddenly two people are thinking about the same thing, even if that thing is not nearby, even if it happened years ago, even if the listener has never seen it before. Names gave ancient humans the ability to point without pointing. Imagine a group moving through a landscape full of plants, animals, shelters, tracks, and dangers. Some berries are safe, while others are poisonous. Some caves are dry, while others flood. Some paths lead to water, while others lead to enemies. If every generation had to learn all of this from the beginning, many people would die making the same mistakes. But with names, knowledge could be stored in people. A grandmother could name the root that helps with pain. A hunter could name the valley where the herd returns. A mother could name the cliff where someone fell. Names turned experience into shared knowledge. But this is where the story changes. The same thing that helped one group remember the world could also separate that group from another. A name is not just meaning, it is sound, and sounds change from group to group. Imagine two ancient groups meeting near a river. They look similar, they use similar tools, they hunt similar animals. But then one person says the name of the river and the other group does not recognize it. Their word is different. Their name for the mountain is different. Their children are called by different sounds. Suddenly, language is not only about communication, it is about identity. A name can tell people, I am from this group, this is our place, these are our people, these are not your words, they are ours. That mattered in a world where strangers could mean trade, marriage, friendship, danger, conflict, or disease. At first, a name helps one group remember the world, but as groups move apart, those names begin to drift. One group changes the sound slightly, another group shortens it, another group gives the same place a completely different name. Over generations, small differences become dialects. Dialects can become languages, and eventually two groups of humans can point at the same river and call it by completely different names. That is how names may have helped create invisible borders. Not borders you could see, borders you could hear. Because humans are social animals. Survival was not only about knowing where food was, it was also about knowing who could be trusted. A name allows reputation to exist. You can say who shared food, who stole, who lied, who helped during a hard winter, who knows the best hunting path, who should be watched. Without names, gossip is difficult, and gossip may sound small, but for humans it is powerful. Gossip is social tracking. It helps people remember who belongs, who cheats, who helps, and who should be trusted. A person's name becomes attached to their story. If someone is dangerous, their name carries a warning. If someone is skilled, their name carries value. If someone is loved, their name carries memory. This is why names are rarely just labels. A child is not just a body. A mountain is not just rock. A group is not just people. With names, they become a person, a story, and an us. But there is one mystery we cannot solve. We do not know the first name. Words do not fossilize. A skull can survive. A stone tool can survive. A cave painting can survive. But the first human name vanished the moment it was spoken. Maybe it was the name of a person, a dangerous animal, a place with water, or a plant that healed. Maybe the first names were not neat words like modern names. Maybe they were calls, gestures, repeated sounds, imitations or nicknames that slowly became stable. A sound for mother, a sound for fire, a sound for water, a sound for the person no one should trust. Language probably did not appear all at once. It likely grew from calls into meanings, from meanings into names, from names into stories, and from stories into cultures. That is why names matter so much. They were one of the first steps toward a fully human world. With names, ancient humans could remember better, teach faster, warn more clearly, cooperate more deeply, and imagine things that were not in front of them. They could speak about yesterday, plan for tomorrow, call someone from across the camp, warn children about dangers they had never seen, pass knowledge from the dead to the living. And maybe that is when humans became truly strange. Not when we saw the world, but when we learned how to call it back. So why did ancient humans invent names? Because the world was too dangerous, too complicated, and too important to experience only once. A thing with no name can be seen, but a thing with a name can be remembered. It can be taught, it can be feared, it can be loved, it can become part of a story. Ancient humans did not invent names just to label the world. They invented names so the world could survive inside the group. And maybe the strangest thing about humans is not that we live in the world, it is that we can name the world and then carry it with us.